After the Urualui elephant safari, we thought we'd peaked in Sri Lanka. I mean, how do you top elephants? Turns out, all you need is a tuk-tuk, a treehouse, a stunning beach, and one very sad farewell. We're Mark and Kelly. We travel the world full-time, sharing adventures and tips along the way. Join us for the journey and welcome to Grown Up Gap Years. This is our journey so far. We set off from Negombo in our tuk-tuk for a failed journey to see the elephants in Pinnawalla. After that, we went to Kandy to catch the train to Ella, where we reunited with our tuk-tuk and we went to pick tea. Then it was elephant safari time and it didn't disappoint. Then we had absolutely no idea what to do next. Hey, and by the way, if you're enjoying this Sri Lanka story, please watch our other Sri Lanka videos and subscribe to see more. We've got plenty more adventures. Anyway, safari done and dusted, we jumped on AirBnB and went to that section called OMG to see what we could find nearby. We were looking for something dazzling to compete with our last experience with the elephants. Hey, and there it was, a treehouse. Sure, it wasn't an elephant, but it sounded fun. Everyone wants to stay in a treehouse, don't they? So we booked it for the night. Our treehouse. We're spending the night there. We're a little bit excited. Got Tarzan here. I'm going to be Jane. We're going to hang out in the treehouse.
I think there's a couple of vines there I can swing around.
That would be hilarious.
One-handed. Jane under my arm.
You want to be a strong arm.
Oh.
We're in a treehouse. It's a proper treehouse. Like the best treehouse you wish you could have had
cool.
as a kid.
Wish I had one as a kid.
That's fantastic.
Right.
We'll take you for a look around before we fill it up with our possessions and make a mess. Now be warned, there's no aircon, but it's up high.
Yeah.
And it's quite open.
And apparently there's not many mosquitoes.
There's a literal tree growing in the middle of the treehouse.
But you wait till you see it.
Oh, wow. My first cup of cinnamon tea. Cinnamon is a spice really predominant in Sri Lankan cooking, and it's one of the features of their culture. Tea is an introduced part of their culture, but this is traditional. So that sound you can hear in the background, that is sweeping. I call it the sound of Sri Lanka. Oh, that's yummy. It tastes like cinnamon, naturally sweet. It's really refreshing. Even though it's hot, it's really refreshing. And yeah, so cinnamon tea, my first one. Yay! So after a surprisingly great night's sleep in the treehouse, we had an epiphany. We wanted some time at the beach, and Sri Lanka has many amazing beaches. We just needed to find the right one for us. So beach bound, we set off in the little tuk-tuk, just to encounter a few hiccups along the way. As a sign, Tangalle might be just the place we're looking for. then, completely by chance, we found it. Patini Bungalows, beachfront paradise with sand at our door, personal hammocks, and the soundtrack of the sea. One of the very good things about having the tuk-tuk that we've noticed on this trip is we're not bound by location. Yeah, so when we normally travel, we book our accommodation, we look at proximity of restaurants, we look if there's shops nearby, we do all of those sorts of things. We don't normally go into the country or far away at the end of the beach because it's just too hard. It's just too difficult. You're reliant on transport, or in this case, using public tuk-tuks or whatever. We've just not been bound at all this whole trip. It's so freeing. And I think if we've taken nothing else away by using this tuk-tuk, that has been it for us. Yeah, the freedom it's actually given us. And the ability to just find places. We found this place by just driving down the beach to see how far the beach went. And the only thing we have had to consider everywhere is tuk-tuk parking.
Yeah.
And we haven't had any trouble finding it, but we always just double check. And that's something we don't normally do because we never have to worry about parking. We just use buses and all sorts of things. We were only meant to stay one night, but then we added 2 more. And before we knew it, we'd been there a week, and our lives took on the slow, relaxing rhythm of Sri Lanka. We lazed around the beach, we shopped at the local markets. Wow. We even treated ourselves to a luxury high tea at a fancy resort. If you're interested in learning more about that, watch this video. But for all the luxury in the world, you couldn't tear us away from where we were. If you're craving a quiet slice of paradise in Sri Lanka, Tangalle might be just the spot for you. This chilled out beach town on the southern coast feels like a world away from the busier tourist hubs. Think long golden beaches lined with palm trees, challenging seawaters, and barely another soul in sight. For us, it was perfect. But let us know in the comments, is this your beach vibe?
asking, we'll get away to a place where we don't know about this.
But eventually it had to end. Patini was fully booked and we had to get to Galle for a very important appointment.
Get away, this is what we waited for. Take my hand, we'll make it somehow. We can't miss out. I'm done living life with the lights out. Die with my own doubts.
The next part of our journey took us past some of southern Sri Lanka's spectacular beaches, some more touristy than others, but none making us regret our decision to spend our time at Tangalle. Sipping a coconut by a beach that looks like this. Sri Lanka's beaches, oh my lord, they're so impressive. Made some new friends along the way. One of us made very bad navigation errors. Distracted by the goats, so we missed the turn off. We're having lunch at this amazing beach bar called Le Fish. It's near the fish market in Wellagama.
There's a lot of fish stores right along here, so
Yeah, so we are both having calamari done differently. We're literally on the water. The tide is coming in. I'll show you in a minute. And the water is actually getting on our feet. It's just so cool.
Well, last tuk-tuk journey.
Are you sad?
I'm very sad.
He is. He's very sad. He's very attached to his little tuk-tuk. This is the final leg of our trip. We're going to Galle, where we're going to drop off our little tuk-tuk. Wipe Mark's tears.
Oh well, it's been a journey. Say goodbye, my old friend. You've been very good to us. I'm going to be sad to see this little tuk-tuk go.
Cause you got a way of making me feel like there's nothing that we can't do. But then you turn your back on it, leaving me regretting this now, baby.
Oh, it's gone. Oh well. Back to the public transport, darling.
New adventure.
New adventure.
And then this happened. It was absolutely spectacular. Out of curiosity, we put the call out to social media. Turns out it was a local school ceremony. How incredible is that? We couldn't have planned it better if we tried. Just when we thought Sri Lanka couldn't surprise us anymore, it did. Honestly, it's moments like these that remind us sometimes the best adventures are the ones you never plan at all. Have you you ever stumbled into something amazing while travelling? We'd love to hear about it in the comments. And if you're enjoying these unexpected moments with us, don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss the next adventure.